Psalm 19. Really interesting thing happens in this psalm. It's almost like it's two psalms in one. But just notice what's happening. Verses 1 through 6 are about creation. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky above proclaims his handiwork. Day to day pours out speech, and night to night reveals knowledge. There is no speech, nor are there words, whose voice is not heard. Their voice goes out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them he has set a tent for the sun, which comes out like a bridegroom leaving his chamber, and like a strong man runs its course with joy. Its rising is from the end of the heavens, and its circuit to the end of them, and there is nothing hidden from the heat. That's the end of verse 6. Now notice how it just all of a sudden switches. The law of the Lord is perfect, reviving the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. And then it goes on to name several other things. It's kind of interesting what happens. It's talking about the glory of creation, and then all of a sudden it just jumps to talking about Scripture. Why does it do that? Well, because of the fact that we like to think creation is the biggest explanation of God's glory. You see a sunset, you see the Grand Canyon, you study the stars in outer space, you say there's no way there's not a God, right? The problem with that, though, is that though those things scream, though the heavens declare the glory of God and tell how wonderful and beautiful he is, the heavens and creation do not tell us anything about God. They don't tell us if he's holy or good or loving or any of that. We have to go to Scripture for that. We have to go to his word for that. The heavens declare the glory of God, but verse 7, the law of the Lord, Scripture, is perfect, reviving the soul, making wise the simple, rejoicing the heart, enlightening the eyes, enduring forever. All of these things you cannot get out of creation. You have to get out of Scripture. Creation tells us that there is a God. Scripture tells us who that God is. And so I want you to remember that as you read the Bible this week and as you do family worship, family devotions, whenever you do them. Like, we like to think creation is the biggest profound thing that it speaks of who God is, but it's actually his word. We have more knowledge of who God is in this book than we do in any part of creation. Think about that. That there's more glory in this book than in the most beautiful sunset you've ever seen, than in every bend of the Grand Canyon, than in every star in outer space, than in every piece of creation. There's more glory to be found in this book than in any other part of the world. So read it, and you will find that glory.